Hey guys, Miles here bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today I'm finally getting around to doing the showcase for the physical Super Saiyan Cumber that can transform into the giant Great Ape, or the golden Great Ape. There's still a couple of Heroes units that I haven't showcased, so I'm going to try and get these put out over the next couple of days as like bonus videos. I've talked about this in the past. When I say bonus video, I have like a set schedule of trying to put up 2 or 3 videos a day, and then I'll get a bonus video in there if possible, but it's not going to take up one of the normal slots, right? So I'm going to try and throw out a couple of bonus videos with some more Heroes units, because we haven't shown off this Cumber yet. I think his art with the sticker, by the way, is actually pretty cool. Some of the stickers for the Heroes ECAs, not so much, but this guy looks pretty cool. So he's an extreme class lead for 100% 3 key, probably only really useful for Battlefield nowadays, but his super attack, he greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, so that is a 50% raise, that's pretty good, immense damage to the enemy, and greatly lowers attack and defense. And then his passive is Key +2, attack and defense 200%. He gets an additional defense 50% within the same turn after receiving an attack. So when he gets the first hit, he then gets an extra 50% defense. He has a high chance of stunning superclass enemies when receiving an attack as well. He also gets an additional 50% attack and performs a critical hit when the target enemy is stunned. And then he can turn into a giant ape when conditions are met, which is it below 50% HP? Oh no, let's click on the right thing. Yeah, 50% or less once only. I think it's guaranteed as well, because it doesn't say chance to. So I'd have to double check that, but I can't remember if he's one of the ones that is guaranteed. I think he might be. So one of the things about this unit is that he very much can be considered a Super Battle Road unit. Because you take him into Super Battle Road, he gets hit by the enemy, and then he potentially stuns the entire rotation of superclass enemies. He was really useful in Super Battle Road even before his EZA. But now, obviously, he's doing a bunch of extra damage and getting a guaranteed crit if they're stunned, which is super useful. So 4.82 is his attack stat on this rotation. I should have shown the links. I think he's got 5 links active. Oh, and now we get the additional. That's a double defense raise for him as well. So, what was his defense at? Just over 200k. So, he's now rocking close to 400k defense. Then he gets hit and gets an extra 50% defense buff. So, I'm not sure if that will be 50% of what his defense is at the time. So, if it's post-super, it includes the defense raise from his super. Because if it does, I would argue that that actually makes him really, really good, because when we got hit there, that extra 50% would have been like 200k defense. So he would have been over 600k defense on that turn, which is pretty good. So even though these isn't the best rotation links-wise, let's get Supreme Kai of Time floated off here so we can actually get some support on the Cumber rotation. But yeah, like I say, he's obviously a unit that is really, really good for Super Battle Road. Oh, come on, Pan. A unit that's really good for Super Battle Road, but I wanted to showcase him in an actual, like, standard difficult event, just to see how useful he is. Maybe I'll throw, like, a Super Battle Road clip in at the end, but so Gohan is actually one of his best link partners, because they have Saiyan Raw, which obviously very good for not only the Super Saiyan 4 units, but any unit that has it, right? Because it's 25% attack, 10% defense, so very, very good. So Super Saiyan, Shattering the Limit, Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Raw, Prepared for Battle, that puts him at, yeah, 214k defense at the start of the turn with no support units on the rotation. So after he super attacks, he's going to be just over 300k, then he gets hit once, and then if it does incorporate the post-super defense, that jumps him up to 450k. If it doesn't, it still jumps him up to like 400, which is still pretty decent. And obviously on that first turn, we got a double super, which obviously means his defense will be even higher. So I do think he can be somewhat useful. The only problem with Cumber is because he's an extreme type unit, it means he actively cucks the Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4s, because to get their full passive, they need to have super class allies. And so that means you, ideally, if you want to run him on like a Heroes team without negatively affecting other units on the potential rotations, you could run him on Hearts' team, because that is the extreme version of the team. But then the problem is, because he has like Saiyan links and like Saiyan Raw and stuff like that, the only unit you can link him up with on the extreme team is the free-to-play EZA, the STR Cumber. I'm not sure if I'll even do a video on him, because honestly, I don't think he's very good. He's a unit that's locked to slot 1 that just isn't really good enough defensively to be used in slot 1. So I do think that is a bit of an issue. Since we never got Super Saiyan 3 Goku floated off to be on the right rotation, I think I'm just going to throw up an item here just so we can get through this phase. Because I know what will happen. I'll rely on like Pan to dodge or something, and she'll get super attacked by this guy. Because I can tell you from experience with recording some of these showcases, if Pan doesn't dodge a super attack from this physical Shadow Dragon, you just get one shot. So I don't want to I don't want to have to potentially deal with that while we're doing the showcase, especially when we're doing a stage that has the good old limitation of 3 attempts per day. I don't want to throw one of those away by Pan not dodging. I mean, she would actually still take a pretty large amount of damage, even with the Whis active, but fortunately we don't have to eat a super, and we can carry on with our day. So, because you see, Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, he leads Giant 8 power, as well as the Dragon Ball Heroes. So he's given the leader skill to Cumber regardless of him being on Giant 8 power. He would get his passive active if Cumber was a super type unit. So it's just a little bit unfortunate that he's like the only Extreme Saiyan that's on Heroes. Maybe next year, if they finally drop like Masked Goku Black, or they drop the powered up, is it like Legendary Evil Saiyan is the form or something, Turles, where he has like essentially like Super Saiyan 3 hair, but it's still black. Once we get another Extreme Heroes Saiyan, I guess there is like the Black Mask Saiyan and Dark Mask King, but until they get their easy A's, they're a little bit outdated at this point. But with support, we're at 242k, so after supering, that's going to put us at what, like 320? Oh, sorry, no, that's 360, because it's 120, yeah. So 360, then he gets hit, so that's going to put him up to, like, what, another 180? So he's going to have a lot of defense after taking that first hit. He's only actually getting hit once, but I think he could be quite decent. Like, I didn't actually watch the video, but I know when Truth put up the showcase for him, the title was essentially something along the lines of saying that he's really bad. I don't think he's really good, but I think to say he's really bad is probably a little bit of an over-exaggeration. The only problem, of course, is that even after taking that first hit and getting that defensive buff, he still does only have raw defense. So when it comes to taking super attacks from some of these harder bosses, like even this guy, for example, he's only physical, type neutral, but we probably would get killed by a super attack if we didn't have the item up. So I think that's probably the main reason that he is probably not so good. Because as we've seen a lot in the current meta, raw defense just doesn't really cut it when it comes to being good defensively, unfortunately. So overall, I do think this Cumber is pretty decent. Like I say, Super Battle Road is where he's really going to show some value. So I think we will jump over to a Super Battle Road stage at some point here. We're not going to be able to take this guy out this turn because, of course, we have 2 Ki Blast super attack units. Goku's just going to go ahead and addition. We'll just sit back and watch this guy absorb Goku and Vegeta's super attacks. Because Vegeta gets the guaranteed additional. I don't know how much additional the friend has. Watch him go ahead and get a 3rd one here as well while he can't do any damage. Yep, there you go. I mean, it helps towards his build-up, so I'm not going to complain, but... And then Pan does have the chance to crit, but even if she does, you know, she's not a unit that's here to deal damage. Mine is built for full dodge, and then she didn't crit anyway, so good times. Alright, let's put Cumber in slot 1, and let's hope we don't get supered. And then we'll see what the difference is in damage that we're taking. So he's at 214k. The first hit is going to proc his extra defense, and then he's going to raise defense on super. So 6,000 damage. That's low enough that it's pretty obvious that any post-super attacks, he would be taking double-digit damage. But I assume he's going to kill him with the Dokkan attack here, right? Because he's rocking 4.82 million attack with the full Dokkan attack multiplier because we hit all the nodes, right? So he should finish him off here. And then we'll go ahead and... let's go ahead and jump into a Super Battle Road stage, because I'm probably not going to do like a separate video for that. So we'll go ahead and jump into a Super Battle Road stage and see if we can get a good turn for our boy Cumber. Okay, so here we are in Pure Saiyan's Super Battle Road, because obviously his passive does only work against super class enemies. So you can't take him into Time Travelers, where you can obviously do a full heroes team, because all the enemies are extreme in Time Travelers Super Battle Road. So he was on turn 2. We took a bit of damage on the first turn. I didn't use an item. So we got the Icarus support memory up. So he does have 226k defense. I don't want to get supered in slot 1, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this, but let's see if we actually do get the stun. So really all we can do is pay attention to the icon at the top to see if the stun icon appears. So we'll go ahead and grab this. He shares 4 links with full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, Super Saiyan, Saiyan Lineage, Saiyan Raw prepared for battle. So let's go ahead and do this, and then we'll just grab this, I guess. So let's see. Is he actually going to get stunned? He did get stunned, which means we get an extra 50% attack, 7.6 million, and it's a guaranteed crit as well, and greatly lowers attack. So even if they somehow, like, if they survive all of that, they're greatly low, because the stun only works for 1 turn. So then on the next turn, the unit's going to be unstunned, but they're going to be greatly lowered with their attack, and they... actually, I want to float you off, because he links up reasonably well with Great Ape Vegeta, so let's get him floated off. Although we can't super if we do that. If he gets hit, he gets a bunch of extra ki, doesn't he? How much? Let me just double check how much ki he actually gets when he gets hit. 3, right? Yeah, 3. So we need to get... Oh, we need to do this if we want him to get that. So... Actually, no, I can't even get enough ki. God damn it. Alright, well, we'll put you in slot 1 then, I guess. We'll float you off after all. So, let us go for this. Maybe we can get lucky and get the stun. So, we'll do this. And then we'll spread the damage out a little bit, I guess. I'll go ahead and pop a Whis here. Now, this is the thing. Cumber, if you want to put your faith in him, getting that stun on a consistent basis and not, like, eating a super... straight away. He could be very, very useful for any of these Super Battle Road stages if you're trying to do a no items run. If you don't care about doing no item runs, then he really is going to be useful, because you just go ahead and pop a Whis or a mouse item, an Icarus, Princess Snake if you need a bit of healing. Like, give him that extra little bit of defensive backup with an item, and then put him in slot 1 and just roll the dice. Like, you know, there's the possibility, if there's like 4 attacks in slot 1, there's the possibility that his passive just doesn't go off and he eats all 4 of those attacks. But it has a chance to proc for every single one of them. So even if he gets hit once and he doesn't stun everybody, he does get that defensive buff, at least, for taking the first hit. And all the following attacks have the potential to be stuns. So let's go ahead and... yeah, we will try and get Gohan. So we'll try and get Gohan stunned here. And then let's go for doing damage to you. Because then Gohan's going to be, as I say, greatly attack lowered. Ideally, I'd want to not finish the fight on this rotation. Yep, boom, there you go. First hit, they're both stunned. So Cumber doing exactly what we want Cumber to do. 7 million attack that is a guaranteed crit. Greatly lowers attack. If he got an additional... then he would raise attack again, because he greatly raises attack and defense on his super attack effect. So if he got another super attack, he'd be looking at over 7 million with another guaranteed crit. So I think he potentially would have just killed Gohan. So I think it's pretty obvious. Like, the first part of the video, I do think he is a decent unit for the typical, like, solo boss, like Red Zone, etc. He's okay, right? He's not going to be doing anything too groundbreaking. You can't stun against most of those enemies. Some of them you can only stun in the first phase. Broly, you know, he's extreme anyway, so it's not like he's going to get stunned from hitting Cumber. So he's okay in those stages, but I think you can kind of see from this that, like, Super Battle Road is really where, like, his bread and butter is, I guess you could say, right? So you can go in slot 1. This is basically an easy lock here now for the win. We got no item active, but remember on this rotation, because we're still in the first 3 turns, Xeno Super Saiyan 3 Goku has 50% damage reduction, or he could just dodge, you know. Is he going to finish him off himself? 5.5, he's got type advantage. Yes, he is, with the crit and the stun. but also the kill. So let us move on to the final fight. Goku Jr., Vegeta Jr. Goku Jr. is in, so depending on the placement of the attacks, this could be very good here. Oh, look at this. Is he actually going to get that, though? See, he shares 3 links with this guy, including Transform. What does Transform give us at level 10? 3 key and 10% defense. That is pretty good. So with Vegeta next to him, he has 214k defense. With you next to him, we have 171. So it's pretty significantly different. I can't get the 18 key super for Vegeta. Actually, no, yeah, I can. He's actually got plenty of key on this rotation. So let us go ahead then and let's attack lower. I guess it doesn't matter if we're potentially going to stun everybody. So let's go for you, since Vegeta's AoE will do less damage to you unless he crits. Then we'll do... Actually, the only downside is we don't have a lot of key for full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku, I've just noticed. But I guess that's fine. Obviously, the team build is not really built for full power Super Saiyan 4 Goku to shine. So let me go ahead and... Let's say, just in case, let's go ahead and pop the mouse. I might not need it, but obviously it's going to be pretty embarrassing if the showcases just ends here with him getting absolutely obliterated. Although, who's attacking him afterwards? Oh, see, it's Vegeta Jr.'s the first 3 attacks. So, you know what? Let's risk it for the biscuit. Let's see if Cumber can come in clutch when we actually need... Oh, there you go. I was going to say, let's see if he can come in clutch when we actually need it. And yeah, there you go. So all 3 instances in this video now, his passive went off on the first attack. So now we are in complete control of the fight. Like, if you want to take that risk, we didn't use an item. They're both stunned for the duration of the turn. Goku Jr. is greatly attack lowered, which obviously helps out for the future rotations as well. Now, obviously, the rest of the rotation didn't play out in the best way because we... didn't have like a huge amount of damage output. And also this rotation, I mean, I just threw a bunch of units on the team, right? So at this point, I guess I would probably just would I just Whis here and then, yeah, I guess so, right? Because the gods, the LR Super Saiyan 4s have guard on the first turn, so don't have a lot of key on the rotation, unfortunately, but go ahead and do this. If we eat a super on Vegeta, that would be unfortunate, but we'll do this and then do this. So there you go. I mean, I guess I don't need to finish the run. Like, you get to see that's what Cumber is very, very good at. So he's decent enough for normal, like, red zone bosses and things like that, but Super Battle Road is where he's really going to be going crazy. So let me see, actually, what categories is he on that could potentially get a new stage? Because that's the only problem. A lot of the stages that he would be good on are out already. Super Saiyans, I guess, in the future, although all the enemies are going to be extreme, aren't they? Giant Form, all the enemies are super, but those stages are already out. Giant 8 Power doesn't have one, I don't think. Heroes and Crossover obviously don't have one. So a lot of the stages that he's good on are out already, so you've potentially already done them. But yeah, I think he's pretty good. So let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section. I do think he is a pretty solid unit, especially for Super Battle Road in particular. But obviously, he's definitely not the best unit in the world. He's not the best of the easy A's when it comes to the majority of the difficult content. But I definitely do think that he is pretty solid. Super Battle Road is where he is really going to shine. See here, he didn't get the stun on the first hit, but he got it on the second hit. So him greatly lowering attack is really good for working towards that as well. So let me know what you guys think of Cumber down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master again. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.